I have a good woman, I ain't good looking, but I do some cooking, I'm the old fat guy. So use that oven if you want some lovin', be like the old fat guy. Be like the old fat guy.
Welcome to another edition of You Can Make It with the Old Fat Guy. We have great news here. We've had some thawing and we've gone from 4 feet of snow to 2 feet of snow, which means it must be time for me to trek out to the smoker and cook something. So today I'm going to make Piri Piri chicken. But if you want proof that I'm absolutely nuts, there's nothing to stop you from making this recipe in your oven. I just felt like a touch of smoke and I've got cabin fever and want to get outside for a bit. Piri Piri is a spice mix that's used in many places of the world. Africa, the Portuguese use it, and it tastes different in each one. I've made a bit spicy but not over the top ones. Some of them are fiery hot. They all have hot peppers as their base, but she who must be obeyed, I'm sure, would appreciate the fact I'm going to make mine just a little milder. So let's get prepared to make our Piri Piri chicken. And I'm going to start with the key critical ingredient we always use here at You Can Make It: copious quantities of wine taken internally. I'm beginning my preparation of Piri Piri chicken by mixing up the Piri Piri spice. I'm starting with 2 milliliters or a half teaspoon of paprika, and then 1 milliliter or a quarter teaspoon of each of the following: oregano, ginger, cardamom, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and cayenne. I just put all those in a bowl and stirred them up. For our bird, I've got a nice small 1.3 kilogram or just under 3 pound frying chicken. I'm just going to do what they call spatchcocking it, which is a way of cutting it up so that it lies flatter. I just find it cooks more evenly if you do that. So get in for a closer look here. I'm just going to take the bird and flip it over breast side down. And you'll notice here's the backbone of the bird. So I'm just going to take a pair of poultry shears and cut down both sides of the backbone. And we're going to take the backbone out. I'm going to save that for making stock later. Now as you open the bird up, you'll see this little piece of cartilage in there, and I'm just going to slowly work a knife underneath that part. It's part of the breastbone. So I'll just work it down both sides. Make sure you got a really sharp knife because you don't want to cut through the skin on the other side. There we go. And then I'm just going to sort of work my fingers down it until I get to the bottom of it. And then take my knife and just very carefully, remember you don't want to cut through the skin on the other side, start cutting it out. There we go. And once it starts cutting out, you can work your thumbs right up under the breastbone on both sides to get the meat off the breastbone. There we go. And then you can start slowly working your knife under the breastbone so you can pull it out. There we go. Just like that. Now, we're going to take the poultry shears and we're going to cut along the bones on either side of the breastbone. And that'll make it easier to work our thumb down, get the meat off the bone, just like that, and then slowly cut the bone out of the bird. So there's the breastbone removed from the chicken and the backbone removed, and when you flip it all over, you see how nice and flat the chicken lies. Now we're going to put our Piri Piri spices on the bird. The trick is we want to get some under the skin, so I'm going to ask the camera to come in, and what you need to do is just lift the edge of the skin at the breast and very slowly work your finger down. Got to be very careful not to rip the skin. Just slowly separate it out. Just like that. So you can get a little pocket under the skin. Sometimes it takes a little bit. There it goes. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to put just a little bit, about a ½ milliliter on each side of the spice under the skin. Just like that. And then I'm going to take my fingers again and just work it down so it's rubbed under the skin all the way down the breast on each side. Work your finger slowly up under the skin of the thigh. Just like that. And same thing on the other side. And same thing, about ½ milliliter, or it's about 1/8 of a teaspoon under each side. And then push your finger in and rub it around. There we go. Flavor into the meat. Once you've got it rubbed under the skin, we just want to sprinkle the rest all over the top of the skin. I've preheated my Louisiana Grill's pellet smoker to 350 degrees, which is exactly what I want. And we'll just open her up, and we're just going to slide the bird onto the grill. And I have my remote thermometer that I can put the probe into the thickest part of the breast, and that's going to help me track the temperature of the bird. And then we're just going to let it smoke until the internal temperature is over 165 degrees Fahrenheit and the skin's nice and crispy. I brought the chicken in after it got up to an internal temperature of 165 degrees. I did check the temperature in the thighs as well, but usually they cook faster than the breast, so they're usually done before the breast. So the bird was all ready and everything's safe to eat. Now it's just got to rest for 10 minutes. So the bird sat and rested for 10 minutes. Now I would like to remind you that you could have put this on a rack over a tray in a 350 degree oven, and it would be really good too. So if you don't have a smoker or you don't want to go outside in this kind of weather, you can do it in your oven. But I'll bring the camera in close and I'll just show you how I'm going to cut the bird up. I like to start by cutting the drumsticks off first. Listen to that crispy skin, isn't that just wonderful? Oh. Then I like to cut the wings off. That one broke apart. That's what happens when you don't watch what you're doing. And then I like to cut the thighs off. And then I'll separate the two breast halves. Then I like to cut the breast halves crosswise, because a lot of people like white meat, and that gives you more white meat pieces. And what you have is delicious Piri Piri chicken. Now the best part of any meal, trying it. I've got just a piece of wing here so I can try it before I serve dinner. Let's take a bite. The skin's really crispy. The Piri Piri spice gives just a little bit of heat, but nice complexity. This is a great chicken, and you can make it.
When dinner time gets here, and your wife has made it clear, it's your turn to cook, my dear. You you have no need to fear.
You can make it, you can make it.
Make the dead a feature spouse, bring peace into your house. You can make it. If you're lucky, she will say,
We will make it, we will make it.
and life will be okay. Life will be okay. You can make it.